TV app available for iOS and Android.
Now at 10, McDonald County gets ready to head back to school with a 4-day week and plenty of teachers. Plus, a bookstore in Joplin plans to pay for more than 1,000 school lunches this year. And the Pittsburgh Police Department makes sure their K-9 officer stays safe in the intense heat. McDonald County School District sees an increase in qualified teacher applicants as they prepare to implement a 4-day school week for the very first time. This is KOIM News at 10. I'm Dow Quick. McDonald County teachers are preparing for the new school year, and this year's teachers and students will have Mondays off. The new shorter school week attracted many new teachers to apply and encouraged teachers considering retirement to continue teaching at the district. Officials say the change allowed them to recruit more qualified teachers.
Happiness is very important. Rest is very important. And we do believe that at the end of the day on Friday, they have 3 days to get some rest.
McDonald County is the second largest school district in Missouri to implement a 4-day school week. McDonald County School District today also showed off some new buses. The district has 4 brand new buses, each of them capable of carrying 71 passengers. They have several new features as well, including electric doors and gear shifting mechanics that are similar to modern cars. Now they're training their drivers to use them.
Just the windshield, probably more visibility of the road and the students that are going, because the windshield is wider and higher on the newer ones. The hood slopes down more so we can see closer in front of the bus, things like that.
McDonald County heads back to school next week. A bookstore in Joplin paid for 1,000 school lunches last year thanks to their school lunch assistance program, and they're planning to pay for more this year. Always Buying Books is continuing to raise money to pay for school lunches in the 4-state area. Purchases from the book buffet go toward the program along with donations. The year-long program started last year when the owner, Bob Wolf, noticed that paying for school lunches was a problem for some students.
I was anxious waiting for the school year to start back up. We're going to do it again. I noticed this year Joplin are charging for breakfast. Not very much, but just a little bit. And so anything we can help, we're going to do if we can.
Last year's program distributed 37 checks to 34 area schools. Kids in Pittsburgh had some fun before school kicks off again. The Victory Life Church hosted a back-to-school event at Lincoln Park. They partnered with the city and police department to host it. It featured free access to the city pool, free Kiddieland rides, free mini golf, free food, and a free backpack and supplies.
100 given away this year. Those are all sign-ups. Everything is a sign-up, which allows us to monitor the sign-up as we go along and raise the funds as we go along to meet the need. So we have a lot of community support that is able to put the event on, and also a lot of community support that donate to give the backpacks and the school supplies.
Kids kindergarten through 5th grade could receive those free school supplies. Meteorologist Lindsay Gaffney joins us now with a first look at the weather.
Well, clouds cleared out. We do have a couple of hours before more clouds start to roll in, and those storms firing up in western Oklahoma and western Kansas are going to be moving into the area pretty late tonight or early tomorrow morning. So our low tonight getting down to about 72, partly cloudy skies for most of the night until about 2 or 3 a.m. So we do have the chance to see the meteor shower tonight. Now, it peaked yesterday, but it continues all the way until September. So there's still going to be some chances, hopefully, to see them. Now, rain chances drop down pretty significantly until about midnight, starting to creep back up around 2 a.m., but clouds don't move in until about 2 or 3 in the morning. So we're looking pretty good. And then as we move into the morning hours, we're going to see those rain chances really start to kick off. I'll have those details coming up.
Lindsay, thanks. This summer, numerous K-9 officers have died from heat-related injuries, including 2 of those dogs in Missouri alone. According to the American Veterinary Medical Association, dogs can experience heat stroke in as little as 15 minutes. K-9 officers, as they're called, are often outside or in vehicles in all types of weather where high temperatures are always a risk. Pittsburgh Police Department has just one K-9 officer named Roan. Department officials say they have several policies in place to help keep Roan safe through the hottest days.
If for whatever reason a temperature drops or the air conditioner actually shuts off, our K-9 handler gets a notification to his phone directly. We know we have numerous safeguards. If one item would go out, and we have another one to back that one up. Our community is very supportive of the Pittsburgh Police Department, so we use every safeguard possible. Roan is one of our police officers, so we take care of him just like we would any one of our police officers.
The department also makes sure their K-9 officer has constant access to water and plenty of space both in the patrol car and at home. What started as a peaceful protest in Ferguson, Missouri this weekend turned into violence. The protest marked the 10th anniversary of the shooting death of a black teenager in that community. 3 officers were injured, including one left with severe brain damage. Mercedes McKay has the latest on the officer and the entreaty from the former police chief for the community to move forward.
I'm hoping and praying that he comes out of this and can get back to work, because we need people like him in our community serving in law enforcement.
Over 24 hours after Officer Travis Brown was seriously injured, his former boss, Tim Fitch, shedding a light on the stand-up man he is.
When you know the officer and you've met the officer and he has a contagious smile, you're just like, how can this happen? 5
on Your Side caught that contagious smile in action when Officer Brown helped celebrate a little boy with autism's birthday in North St. Louis. Now, 5 months later, he's fighting for his life, as many, like Fitch, try to wrap their heads around what took place Friday night.
This went on all day long with no issues. I mean, police were there to help, blocking streets, keeping people safe. And it was like during 2014, it was like a light switch. After a certain hour,
Fitch says after hearing what happened, his first reaction was, here we go again.
I thought we were past that at this point, but apparently we aren't.
Adding that he shares the same frustrations Ferguson Police Chief Troy Doyle expressed in a news conference Saturday afternoon.
He was basically saying, what else do you want us to do? Look what we've done in 10 years. We've completely turned over this police department.
While Fitch asks everyone to keep Officer Brown and his family in your thoughts and prayers, he has one main message to this community.
We can't let this stop us from moving forward.
Several people were arrested at the protest and 5 are facing charges. The 2 other officers were treated for their injuries at the scene. Kansas Speaker of the House stopped by Community Health Center in Pittsburgh today. We're going to have the reason why coming up. Plus, Israel remains on high alert following 2 recent assassinations in Iran and Beirut.
Every Casey's specialty recipe takes cents. Only in Casey's country. It's not crazy, it's Casey's. For a limited time, get medium fountain drinks for just 99 cents.
Biden administration officials say Israel has to be prepared for what could be a significant set of attacks from Iran and Hezbollah. The heightened tensions in the Middle East come after the assassination of the top Hamas political leader in Tehran and a senior Hezbollah commander in Beirut. Israel has not commented on whether it had a role in the killing of the Hamas chief. Skylar Henry has the latest.
Israel remains on high alert for a possible strike from Iran or its proxies, including Hezbollah in Lebanon.
We are committed to helping Israel defend itself, but at the same time, we continue to work diplomatically to prevent any major escalation of this conflict.
U.S. officials tell CBS News that a limited strike could come with little to no warning. The officials say Iran has made enough preparations to launch an attack, possibly coordinated with Hezbollah.
I'm not going to get into our intelligence from here or what another country is going to do.
President Biden spoke with the leaders of Britain, France, Germany, and Italy today, calling for de-escalation and pushing for a ceasefire in Gaza. In a joint statement, they called on Iran to stand down on its threats of an attack on Israel and, quote, discuss the consequences for regional security should such an attack take place.
We share the same concerns and expectations that our Israeli counterparts have with respect to potential timing here. Could be this week.
Ehud Olmert, a former prime minister of Israel, says Iran should be aware of the risks before making a move.
If there is a war between Israel and Iran, it's going to be a war between Iran and the United States of America, and Great Britain, and France, and maybe other European countries, and Israel.
The U.S. is rushing more troops and equipment to the region. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin ordered a guided missile submarine to the Middle East, and he's speeding up the arrival of a strike group. Skyler Henry, CBS News, Washington.
Meanwhile, renewed ceasefire talks between Israel and Hamas are set for Thursday. Israel has said it is attending. Hamas hasn't committed yet, but if Iran and Hezbollah do attack, those negotiations could be derailed. Kansas State Representative and State House Speaker Daniel Hawkins today stopped by Pittsburgh to tour the Community Health Center of Southeast Kansas and its John Parolo Education Center. The center helps train healthcare workers to fill gaps in rural communities. Hawkins says his visit was to help him and other lawmakers understand the healthcare needs of the community.
Certainly it's something that we want to explore and see if we can increase the work done down here, just simply because we need healthcare providers in the rural areas. That's where we're really struggling, is in the rural areas. It's not a problem to find a doctor that wants to go to Wichita or Kansas City or Topeka, Salina, those places.
Yeah, so they spend their first year in Kansas City.
The Parolo Center supports rural family medicine, dental, nursing, and medical assistant training. Kansas Department of Revenue unveils the new personalized license plate for Kansas drivers. The design chosen is the Flint Hills design. You see it there. The Kansas Department of Revenue says Kansans can visit their local county treasurer's office to buy the new plate for $45.50. Kansans who currently have the Powering the Future design must replace their plate during the next renewal period. Lindsay returns next with a complete look at your forecast. And a little bit later, an Oklahoma teen and his truck get swept away by floodwaters over the weekend. The story of the dramatic rescue coming up.
Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs.
Kansas Crossing Casino brings you The Concert, the ultimate tribute to ABBA.
But Roper Honda. The best deals for the best used cars are only at Roper Honda.
We do have rain chances in the morning, but until then, we're going to see if we can see the Perseid meteor showers tonight. Taking a look, sunset, downtown Joplin from the Cornell Arts and Entertainment Complex earlier. Looking pretty good. Clouds cleared out early this afternoon. We do have the chance of more clouds moving in a little bit later this evening around 2 a.m. But until then, especially as we get a little bit closer to midnight, 2 a.m., that's going to be prime time to see the meteor shower. But we do still have a few thunderstorms moving into the area early in the morning. They're holding off just so we can see the meteor shower tonight. So we've got partly cloudy skies all the way until about 2 a.m. So temperatures drop down to about 72 degrees for our overnight low. Possible rain showers starting as early as 4 a.m., but those are going to be mostly isolated in nature. Our main thunderstorm that's going to be moving in is holding off until about 5 to 6 a.m. Then you can see it really ramp up around 9 and then starts to taper off in the mid to late morning. By the early afternoon, may still see an isolated shower or two sticking around, but overall it's going to be a pretty good day on Tuesday. We've got these clouds, so about 1:30 in the morning, until about 1:30 in the morning, we've got a nice little sliver of clear skies south of Joplin, south of Pittsburgh, near Grand Lake, Miami area. So if you're out there and you want to see the meteor shower, you might get your chance. Unfortunately, clouds do start to move in closer to about 2 to 3 a.m. And then we're starting to see a few isolated showers popping up in those western counties. After that, this is about 6:30 to 7 a.m. Yates Center is going to get some rain. Chanute, Erie, all getting that rain. And then that thunderstorm really starts to move in. Parsons, just north of Pittsburgh, Fort Scott, Nevada area. This is going to be about 8:30 in the morning. And then it's going to continue to shift east to southeast. So when you're getting ready to go to work, drive out to Joplin, if that's where you're working, you're probably going to get rained on. This is holding off until about 10 a.m. in the Joplin area, but I know a lot of people start to commute. So as this storm continues to move through, Joplin's getting rain likely around 10:30 to 11 a.m. Then that main thunderstorm line moves out of our area by noon, and then we're just left with a few scattered showers early afternoon. Then clouds clear out, temperatures warm up to low 90s. It's going to be pretty good. It is a warm front that's moving through, so starting Wednesday, high humidity, high temperatures. We're seeing heat index values up to 105, 106 in some areas. It's going to be pretty hot, pretty muggy on Wednesday. Still high temperatures on Thursday and high humidity, but not as bad as Wednesday. So we're still seeing heat index up to about 100, 101, 102, especially in the southern counties. Northern counties, mid to upper 90s. So not so bad, but Wednesday and Thursday following the warm front, we are seeing those higher temperatures. Cooling off slightly Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Pretty good looking weekend, but we do have a couple more rain chances in the forecast.
Lindsay, thanks. Flood warnings were in effect as thunderstorms carrying heavy rain drenched central and southern Oklahoma yesterday. The National Weather Service warned central Oklahoma residents to expect many areas of slow-moving or standing water after that heavy rainfall. The Weather Service urged drivers to use caution. Well, a 17-year-old in Oklahoma is grateful after escaping those floodwaters. He didn't think the water was that high, but it carried his truck over a bridge. He climbed to the roof of his vehicle where he waited for more than an hour to be rescued. Dakota Wapekachi has that story.
I just tried to push through it, realized it was getting too deep. Tried to back out, but it was too, yeah.
Braden Madden, a 17-year-old Noble High School student, saying he made a decision he regrets. He and his truck taken over this bridge's guardrail after driving into flash flooding.
It just kind of carried me over there, and then water just kind of started to come through the bottom, and then it just started to flood in.
The teenager crawling through a window and taking shelter on his roof from the rising water, where he says he sat for more than an hour with rain pouring down. Eventually having service calling his parents for help, even screaming at the top of his lungs.
When I pulled up and his truck wasn't here where it was supposed to be, I thought we lost him. I lost it. I started bawling, thought he drowned upside down in his truck. Just the worst.
Aaron, Braden's dad, getting to his son as fast as he could with several first responders on scene trying to find Braden. Eventually, the biggest help of Braden's rescue arrived. An airboat from a random Cleveland County resident.
I just want to thank him for getting me out of there. I mean, I probably would have been out there for who knows how long. I mean, for him stepping in is like a hero.
I've never met the man. He's a lifesaver. Thank you so much. Thank you for saving my son.
Remember, if you ever encounter floodwaters, and this can't be stressed enough, turn around, don't drown. Still ahead, Pitt State football receives a top 10 preseason ranking, and Webb City has its first practice of the 2024 high school football season. John Dales has those stories and more up next.
At Cobb Realty, we've been serving the area's real estate needs for more than 30 years. Thank you for voting Cobb Realty as the area's 4 states' finest real estate company.
Excited to now offer the area handyman services, including carpentry work, drywall and painting, window and door installation and repair, and external maintenance around your home or business. Call us today or learn more about how we can help you at sekoverheaddoor.com.
Discover the best kept secret in Joplin and join a winning team at Amcor. Amcor Flexibles is looking to hire operations partners starting at $23.36 per hour with a pay increase after 6 months to $26.71 per hour and after a year to $30.28 per hour. Apply today at amcor.com/Joplin.
Well, athletes, coaches, and fans have been waiting for today for quite some time. It's the first day of fall sports practices for Missouri high schools, and our high school football 2024 season previews get started with one of the top programs in the Show Me State, that being Webb City football, who hits the practice field for the first time today, first time this season. Cardinals enter year 2 under head coach Ryan McFarland and are coming off a trip to the state semifinals in 2023. These first couple weeks of practice let the Cardinals make the preparations they need in order to be game ready at the end of the month.
We don't take a single rep off, and so give us an opportunity to, we're stronger for the games, and so whenever we get in the games, we're playing faster than our opponents, and so we can catch them off guard and get some turnovers.
It's a mental thing for sure. I like to take time to really focus on what I'm about to do. I come out here sometimes to just walk the fields, think about the next day, think about the game, watch a lot of film. We watch a lot of film, run-throughs, stuff like that.
College football season also right around the corner. Pittsburgh State just less than 3 weeks away from its season opener at home against Ferris State. And with the release of the preseason top 25 today, we find out that will be a top 10 matchup. Here's a look at the top 10 teams from the AFCA Division II preseason coaches poll. Pittsburgh State finds itself ranked 6th. This is after the Gorillas went 11-2 last year. Ferris State up at number 3 after going 8-3 a year ago. Now, the season opener in Pittsburgh, 3 Saturdays from now, August 31st. Second-ranked Central Missouri is the only MIAA team besides Pitt State to make the top 10. Summer collegiate baseball wrapping up this week. The Joplin Outlaws have known for a couple of weeks that they'd be in the playoffs, but now they know who that matchup is against and when it'll be played. The Outlaws face the Sherman Shadowcats tomorrow afternoon at 3 p.m. in Abilene, Texas. This is just a one-game playoff, as is the championship, which is scheduled to take place on Wednesday. The Outlaws actually just lost 3 in a row to Sherman over the weekend. Winner from this one plays the winner between Abilene and Piney Woods. Over to Major League Baseball, the Cardinals have been struggling since the All-Star break. That continues tonight. They scored the first run of the game against Cincinnati. The Reds then scored the next 6. Final score ends 6-1. Cardinals are 2 games out of the NL's 3rd wildcard spot. Very similar loss for the Royals tonight. They scored the first 2 runs of the game with a Bobby Witt Jr. home run, Kyle Isbell RBI single, but the Twins go on to win it 8-3. A win would have jumped Kansas City in front of Minnesota for the 2nd AL wildcard spot, but after this loss, they're a game and a half behind. I know when people start the calendar flipping, they're thinking about football season, especially for those baseball fans. These are important weeks here with the playoffs coming up pretty soon.
It is the home stretch. Every game seems to count that much more. We'll be right back.
It seems like everything is more expensive this year, but replacing your AC doesn't have to be. You can use the professionals and save money with a Paschal price check. Visit gopascal.com to see how much you can save. Paschal Air, Plumbing, and Electric.
Life is full of mysteries, but dinner doesn't have to be one of them. At J-Bar H Cattle Meat Store, we've taken the mystery out of what you eat. Our cattle are raised right here on our family farm in Waco, Missouri. Always antibiotic and hormone-free, J-Bar H Cattle provides the best quality meat you can buy.
August and September is the time for celebrating.
Heron Regional Dental Center, your home for a beautiful smile.
Just because it's dog days of summer,
don't let that get you down. Come on out to Prairie Moon Casino, where you'll have a chance to win your share of $10,000 in cold, hard cash.
It seems like everything is more expensive this year, but replacing your AC doesn't have to be. You can use the professionals and save money with a Paschal price check. Visit gopascal.com to see how much you can save. Paschal Air, Plumbing, and Electric.
Four State Heroes is brought to you in part by your Midwest Ford dealers.
We take this time now to honor a local veteran. Sergeant Roy Abercrombie served in the U.S. Air Force during Vietnam. From 1972 to 1973, the Knoll, Missouri native was part of the 38th Tactical Airlift Support Unit and earned the Expert Marksman's Medal. We're proud to salute Roy Abercrombie, a four-state hero.
Rain starts to move in pretty early in the morning, around 6 to 7 a.m. Some storms could be strong, some wind gusts up to 50 miles per hour, mostly just thunder and lightning risk. Then hot and humid on Wednesday, higher temperatures Wednesday and Thursday. Evening storms on Thursday bring slightly cooler temperatures for the weekend.
Lindsay, thanks. Final sports notes.
Our next high school football team that we're going to be hearing from tomorrow is Carl Junction. The Bulldogs with an interesting offseason where they leave the Central Ozark Conference, joining a brand new conference this year against schools closer in size to them, a little bit smaller than the ones they've been competing against. So it should be interesting to hear from them.
A lot of storylines there to follow. It'll be interesting to do that. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget the morning show starts at 5 a.m. Let's make it a great tomorrow.
Beat the heat with hot prices at Pittsburgh Interiors. During our end of summer sale, find the best deals of the season with discounts up to 40% off. Huge savings on sectionals.